Have you ever looked at your bathroom shelf, seen that bottle of multivitamins you bought months ago, and thought, are these even doing anything? Maybe you've taken them for years out of habit. Or maybe you started recently because someone at the doctor's office or a friend at church said, you need your vitamins after 60. It sounds like good advice, right? But what if I told you that the truth about multivitamins, especially after 60, isn't as simple as popping a pill and getting healthier? Here's the thing most people don't know. Not all vitamins are created equal. And more importantly, not all of them are actually helping you. In fact, some might even be working against your body, especially as you age. Now, before we get too deep, let me just say this isn't about fear. This is about clarity. You deserve to know what you're putting into your body and what it's actually doing. You've earned that right after decades of life experience, wisdom, and taking care of others. Now it's time to take care of you, because multivitamins, as common as they are, come with a whole world of myths and misinformation. You'll find aisles of them at the pharmacy, with flashy labels that promise to boost your immune system, strengthen your bones, sharpen your mind, and give you the energy of a teenager. But if it really worked that way, wouldn't we all feel like superheroes by now? Let's take a closer look at why this matters so much after 60. Our bodies change. It's natural. The way we absorb nutrients shifts. Our metabolism slows down. Even the way our stomachs break down food isn't what it used to be. And here's the catch. Most multivitamins don't take that into account. They're designed for the general population, not specifically for older adults. That's like trying to use a pair of glasses made for someone else's prescription. Maybe you can see something, but it's not the clarity you actually need. Now imagine this. You've been faithfully taking your multivitamin every morning, but your body, because of age-related changes, isn't even absorbing half of what's in it. That's not just wasteful, it can actually be harmful. Some nutrients, like iron, can build up if your body doesn't need them. And excess amounts of certain vitamins, especially fat-soluble ones like A, D, E, and K, don't just flush out like water. They can linger in your system and create problems. One of the biggest traps people fall into is thinking more is better. More vitamins, more pills, more health. But your body doesn't work that way. After 60, your needs become more precise, not more generalized. It's not about piling on more pills. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs. No more, no less. Let's talk about one vitamin in particular, vitamin D. You've probably heard a lot about it. It's essential for bone health, mood, immunity, you name it. And yes, as we get older, our bodies produce less of it naturally from sunlight. So supplementation can be helpful. But here's what no one tells you. The form matters, the dose matters, and what you're taking it with matters. Vitamin D, for example, works best when taken with fat, like a meal that includes olive oil, avocado, or even some eggs. If you're taking it on an empty stomach or with a fat-free breakfast, your body may not absorb it properly. And just like that, you've taken your vitamin faithfully. And your body's response is a shrug. Then there's calcium, another one that's marketed hard to seniors. You need calcium for strong bones, right? But too much calcium, especially in supplement form, can lead to kidney stones, constipation, or even heart issues in some cases. And yet, it's still added in large amounts to so many multivitamins just in case. Now I know what you might be thinking. So, should I just stop taking vitamins altogether? Not necessarily. Some supplements do help, especially if they're targeted, well-formulated, and tailored to your needs. But that's just it. You shouldn't be guessing. You should be choosing intentionally. Let's talk about something no one wants to admit, The supplement industry is big business. It's worth billions. And they know exactly what to say to get your attention, especially if you're over 60. They use buzzwords like senior formula, extra strength, supports brain health, boosts vitality. But behind all those labels, many of those products are full of synthetic ingredients your body can barely use. Some are made overseas with questionable quality standards, and others are missing key nutrients that actually matter for your age group, like B12, magnesium, or omega 3s. That's why one of the smartest things you can do right now is pause and evaluate what you're taking. Not just whether you take a multivitamin, but why. What are you hoping it's doing for you? Are you trying to boost your energy, support your memory, strengthen your bones? Once you know what you actually need, you can start looking for solutions that work with your body. Not just sit in your system doing nothing. Here's something else to consider. Have you ever gone through a whole bottle of vitamins and felt absolutely no difference? No change in energy, no boost in mood, no improvement in sleep? That's more common than you think. It doesn't necessarily mean your body is broken. It might just mean the product wasn't the right fit for you. And sometimes, the biggest benefits come not from what you add, but what you change. Like eating a bit more colourful fruits and vegetables, or cutting back on processed snacks, or going for a short walk in the morning sun. Those little shifts can sometimes do more for your health than a shelf full of bottles ever could. But it's not all bad news. There are companies out there doing it right. There are vitamins that are made specifically for people over 60, designed to be absorbed better, with the right forms and doses, without all the unnecessary extras. The trick is knowing what to look for, and we'll get into that in a bit. For now, just take a moment to breathe and reflect. You've spent your life taking care of others, raising families, working hard, showing up for the people who mattered most. Now it's your turn to be taken care of, to treat your body like the gift it is. Not with blind trust in a bottle, but with smart, informed choices that respect the life you've lived and the years still ahead. Because you're not here to just survive your 60s, 70s, or 80s. You're here to thrive, and that means cutting through the noise, asking the right questions, and choosing what truly supports you. Not because it's popular, not because it's trending, but because it's right for you. Let's continue this journey together and take a deeper look at how you can make sure every supplement you take is actually doing its job. Now that we're looking at things with fresh eyes, let's get into something that's often brushed aside, but makes a huge difference. How your digestion affects your vitamins. You see, by the time we hit our 60s, a lot of things inside our body aren't working quite like they used to. That includes stomach acid. And while that might sound like a small thing, it actually plays a big role in how well you absorb nutrients. Without enough stomach acid, your body struggles to break down certain vitamins and minerals, especially things like B12, iron, and calcium. It's like trying to cook dinner with the oven turned off. You can throw in all the ingredients, but nothing's going to come out right. So when you take your multivitamin and your stomach isn't ready to break it down, you're not getting the benefit you think you are. That's why a lot of seniors, even those who eat fairly well, end up with deficiencies. Not because they aren't trying, but because their bodies simply can't unlock the nutrition the way they used to. And this is where the form of the vitamin really starts to matter. For example, vitamin B12 in its common form, called cyanocobalamin, can be tricky for older adults to absorb. But if you find it as methylcobalamin, don't worry about the big word, it's just a more natural and absorbable version. Your body knows what to do with it. The same goes for magnesium. It's a mineral that helps with everything from sleep to blood pressure to muscle cramps. But if your multivitamin uses magnesium oxide, it barely absorbs at all. On the other hand, if it uses something like magnesium glycinate, your body can actually use it, and you'll feel the difference. Less tension, better rest, smoother digestion. And let's talk about folic acid. It's often added to multivitamins and it's important, but here's the kicker. A large number of people, especially older adults, have trouble converting synthetic folic acid into the usable form methylfolate. And when your body can't do that conversion properly, the unused folic acid just sits around and can cause issues. So the label might say supports heart health, but your body is over there saying, I don't even know what to do with this. This is why reading labels isn't just something for health nuts. It's something for smart, self-aware adults like you who want to take charge of their health. And don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to memorize a bunch of science. It just means paying attention to a few key words and maybe even having a quick chat with your doctor or pharmacist about what form of vitamins your body will benefit from most. Now, here's another thing that almost no one talks about: what's not in your vitamin. Some multivitamins, especially cheaper ones, are packed with fillers, artificial dyes, sugars, and things your body doesn't need. They throw in preservatives to keep the shelf life long, but those same additives can irritate your stomach or interfere with the absorption of other nutrients. And if you already have a sensitive digestive system, these extras can do more harm than good. Imagine this: you're doing your best. You buy a complete multivitamin. You take it every day. But it gives you heartburn, or you feel bloated afterward, or worse. You start to feel more tired instead of energized. That's not your imagination. That's your body saying, this isn't working for me. Sometimes the best multivitamin isn't the one with the longest list of ingredients. It's the one with the right ingredients. Clean, simple, well-sourced, and in the proper amounts. Because let's be honest, you don't need 300% of your daily vitamin C unless your doctor told you so. And you certainly don't need mega doses of anything if your body isn't even absorbing the basics properly yet. That brings us to something even bigger: your lifestyle. Multivitamins are not magic pills. They're more like gentle nudges, little reinforcements to support the foundation you're already building through what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how you manage stress. If your daily habits are dragging you down, no pill in the world is going to lift you back up on its own. But pair a good multivitamin with a walk outside, a balanced meal, a glass of water in the morning, and some laughter with friends. And then you start seeing real results. That's where the glow comes from. That's when your energy starts to feel lighter, your joints loosen up, your mind feels just a bit clearer. That's when your body says, thank you, this is what I needed. It also helps to treat your supplement routine like something sacred, not rushed, not forgotten, but intentional. Keep it next to your toothbrush or beside your morning coffee cup. Set a reminder on your phone if you need to, because consistency matters more than anything. Taking the right supplement occasionally won't help nearly as much as taking a good one consistently. And while we're here, let's address something you may have wondered: shouldn't I just get everything from food? It's a good question, and honestly, that's the ideal. Real food is always better than pills. But here's the truth. Even with a healthy diet, modern food isn't as nutrient-rich as it used to be. Our soils are depleted. Our produce is picked early and shipped long distances. So yes, even if you eat your greens and avoid junk food, you might still come up short on a few key nutrients. This is especially true for things like magnesium, B vitamins, omega-3s, and yes, vitamin D. That's where the right supplement fills in the gaps. Not replaces your meals, but supports them. Not overwhelms your system, but balances it gently. And you know what's also important? Trust. You need to trust the brand you're taking, not because they paid for a fancy commercial, but because they're transparent about what's in their products, where it's sourced from, how it's tested, and why it's included. That's how you know you're not just swallowing hope, you're swallowing something that honors your health. There's a quiet strength in taking care of yourself in this way. It's not flashy. No one's giving you a medal for choosing a better multivitamin, but you feel it. In the energy to visit your grandkids, in the peace of mind when your labs come back strong, in the confidence that you're not just aging, you're aging well. So the next time you hold that bottle in your hand, don't just ask, is this good for me? Ask, is this made for me, the 60-something-year-old me, the wiser me, the one who's not falling for the hype anymore? Because that version of you, the one who's done the hard work, earned the wisdom, and still wants to live fully, is the one who deserves the truth. Not gimmicks, not guesswork. Just clear, honest, reliable health support that respects the life you've lived and the life you still want to enjoy. Let's keep going. There's still more to uncover. And as we keep peeling back the layers, there's one more thing we need to talk about: timing. When you take your vitamins matters more than most people realize. It's not just a matter of popping them whenever you remember. Your body has rhythms, natural cycles, and there are better moments during the day when it's more ready to absorb and use nutrients. For example, fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K are best absorbed when taken with a meal that contains some healthy fat, like eggs, olive oil, or a handful of nuts. If you take them on an empty stomach with a glass of water, a good chunk of them might just pass right through you. No harm, maybe, but also no help. And then there are water-soluble vitamins like C and most of the B vitamins. These are a little more forgiving, but they can still irritate your stomach if taken alone. Have you ever taken a multivitamin first thing in the morning, before breakfast, and felt a little queasy or lightheaded? That's your body saying, hey, I need something in here before you dump all that in. So a simple shift, taking your vitamin after breakfast instead of before, can make a huge difference in how you feel and how well your body responds. It sounds like such a small detail, but over time, it adds up. Better digestion, fewer side effects, and ultimately, better results. Now, let's take this a step further. Your body after 60 isn't just different in how it digests, it's different in what it needs. You're not building bones and growing muscles like a teenager. You're preserving strength, supporting memory, protecting your heart, so your vitamin needs are more targeted, more specific. Let's take vitamin D, for instance. It's not just about bone health, it's about immunity, mood, even energy levels. But most multivitamins still include a very low dose, just enough to check a box on the label. For adults over 60, especially those who don't get a lot of sun exposure, that's usually not enough. You may need an additional D3 supplement to truly reach optimal levels. But that's something to talk about with your doctor, especially if you're dealing with fatigue or low mood. And then there's omega-3, technically not a vitamin, but often bundled into multivitamin products. If you're not eating oily fish regularly, like salmon or sardines, you might be missing out on one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools nature offers. Omega-3s help protect your brain, your heart, your joints. And the difference they make can be subtle at first, but profound over time. Less brain fog, fewer aches, a calmer, steadier mood. That's why some people find that a basic multivitamin isn't enough on its own. It's a foundation. But depending on your personal health, you may need to build on that with targeted support. Maybe a bit more vitamin D, a separate magnesium supplement before bed, a high-quality omega-3. Again, it's not about taking more, it's about taking better. And here's a truth we don't hear often enough. Health isn't one size fits all, especially not after 60. What works for your neighbor might not work for you. What helps your spouse might make you feel off. That's not failure, that's individuality. And honoring your body means listening closely to what it's telling you. Energy slumps, trouble sleeping, frequent colds, sore joints. These are all little signals. Not just signs of age, but signs of imbalance. And with the right tools, you can gently start restoring that balance. Now, let's not ignore the elephant in the room: money. Vitamins can get expensive, especially when you start picking higher quality brands or separate supplements. But here's the perspective shift. Think of it as an investment. You're not buying pills, you're buying more good days, more energy, less pain, more clarity, less worry. And when you think of it that way, doesn't that seem worth it? And remember, you don't need to buy a dozen different bottles. Sometimes one or two smart choices can replace five cheap ones, quality over quantity. And if money's tight, start small. Maybe it's just a better multivitamin, or just vitamin D, or just omega 3, whatever feels right for you. Your health journey is personal, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. And now I want to remind you of something that might sound simple, but it's powerful. It's never too late to feel better. Age doesn't define your energy, your habits do, and you are still in control. Your body is always responding, always adjusting, always listening to how you treat it. And the moment you start giving it what it needs, it shows up for you. It shows up in the way you wake up feeling just a little more rested, in how you move through your day without needing that second nap, in how your joints feel a bit looser, your head a bit clearer, your heart a bit lighter. These aren't miracles, they're just the natural results of better care. And you deserve that. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others, family, work, responsibilities. Now it's your turn. Now it's time to focus on the one thing you carry with you every day: your own body. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does deserve attention and love, and the very best support you can give it. And if that starts with something as simple as choosing a better multivitamin, then that's not small, that's smart, that's strong, that's you choosing to live with intention. So let's carry that mindset forward. Let's keep listening, learning, adjusting. Because this next chapter of life isn't about slowing down. It's about tuning in, refining, getting clearer about what works and what doesn't, and standing in the power of your own wisdom. Here's to you, to more strength, to clearer minds, to steady energy and deep rest, to laughing more, hurting less, and living with grace. Let's finish this strong. There's just one more piece to this puzzle. Now, before we wrap up, I want to talk about something that's often overlooked but absolutely essential when it comes to multivitamins. And really, your health overall: consistency. You see, vitamins don't work like painkillers. You don't feel a big change overnight. There's no dramatic aha moment after taking one pill. It's more like watering a plant. One glass of water doesn't do much, but a little bit, every day. Over time, the roots grow deeper, the leaves get stronger, the flowers bloom, and one day you realize you feel better, you're moving better, thinking better, sleeping better. That's the power of showing up for yourself day after day. But life happens, you get busy, you forget. Maybe you run out of pills and don't get around to buying more, and that's okay. Missing a day won't ruin everything. But the key is not letting one skipped day turn into a skipped week, then a skipped month. Just like brushing your teeth or eating your meals, your vitamins work best when they become part of your rhythm. A quiet habit that supports you in the background every single day. And here's something else worth remembering: your body changes. What works for you now may need adjusting down the line. Maybe you add in something new. Maybe you lower a dose. Maybe your doctor suggests a different form of a vitamin to suit a health condition. That's part of the journey. Staying flexible, staying curious, staying involved in your own well-being. But none of this needs to be overwhelming. In fact, it shouldn't be. Start simple, keep it consistent. Stay connected to how you feel. And if something seems off, trust your gut, ask questions, dig deeper. There's no shame in learning more, asking for help, or even changing your mind about what you once thought you needed. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And let's not forget one of the most powerful ingredients in this whole conversation: mindset. Because while vitamins can support your physical health, your attitude, the way you approach aging, your body, and your life has just as much power to shape your experience. I've seen it time and time again. Two people with similar health conditions, but one feels defeated and tired all the time, while the other is upbeat, engaged, and full of life. What's the difference? One decided that their story isn't over, that there's still more to explore, more to enjoy, more to give. And when you carry that belief inside you, your body listens. That's not just feel-good talk, it's biology. Optimism reduces stress, it improves sleep, it strengthens the immune system, it boosts your brain chemistry, and it motivates you to stick with good habits like taking your vitamins, staying active, eating well, and connecting with people who lift you up. So as we wrap up this conversation, I want you to ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about my health? Are you telling yourself it's too late to make changes? That things are just supposed to feel worse with age? Or are you telling yourself the truth, that you still have so much power right here, right now, to feel better, live stronger, and enjoy life on your terms? Because the truth is, multivitamins aren't magic. They won't do the work for you. But they can be powerful allies, especially when you choose the right ones, take them with purpose, and combine them with a lifestyle that honors your body's needs. That means drinking more water, eating colorful, nutrient-rich foods, getting up and moving, even if it's just a walk around the block or stretching in your living room. It means getting enough sleep, managing stress, and laughing more often. Yes, laughing. Joy is a nutrient too. And it means showing up for yourself with the same love and care you've given to everyone else in your life. You've earned that. In fact, you deserve nothing less. So here's what I want you to walk away with. You're not at the end of the road. You're just entering a new phase. And this phase can be full of energy, clarity, and peace if you take care of the engine that drives it all. That engine is you, your body, your mind, your spirit. If multivitamins are part of your toolbox, great. Choose wisely, take consistently, and adjust as needed. But never forget, they're just one tool. You are the builder, and the life you're building, it's still worth every bit of effort, every gentle step, every loving choice. Now, if something in this video resonated with you, if it made you think differently, or if it gave you hope, I want you to know that's not an accident. That's your body and your spirit reaching out, saying, yes, we're ready. Let's keep going. So take that as your sign. Whether it's reviewing the labels on your vitamins, asking your doctor smarter questions, or simply recommitting to your health in a fresh, mindful way. Do it. You are not too old. It is not too late. This moment is always the perfect moment to begin again. And if this video helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. What's worked for you? What are you curious about? What are you still unsure of? This channel is a space where we learn together. No pressure, no judgment, just real talk, support, and inspiration. If you haven't already, hit that like button. It helps more folks like you find this video. And if you want more honest, uplifting, and practical advice for living your best life after 60, be sure to subscribe. We've got so much more to explore together. And remember, every day you choose your health, you choose your future. Here's to stronger bodies, sharper minds, and brighter days ahead. You're not just getting older, you're getting wiser. And that is a beautiful thing.